Hi, welcome to the FrAndroid studio. Welcome to Droidcon Paris. Could you say who you are in a few words, please?
Sure. I'm Tim Messerschmidt. I'm working as a developer evangelist for PayPal. So basically, I'm one of the three guys now in Europe taking care of the developer and startup community,
Okay.
making sure that everybody knows about our new products and that we can get feedback from the developer crowd to our product teams.
So, what exactly does PayPal do for mobile developers?
So we've got 2 to 3 different things that you can do with us. Obviously, you can include our mobile payments, both with native SDKs, so an Android SDK and iOS SDK. We've got mobile optimized web views as well, so you can use a web integration on the backend with us. And we've got something we call Login with PayPal. So comparable to login with Twitter or Facebook, you can get user data to your application, like a PayPal address, and you can use that to make a nice customer experience.
Okay. Do you think mobile commerce is like rising, or is it just something that tends to adapt from the traditional e-commerce? What do you think? What's the momentum for mobile commerce?
So we see mobile commerce really taking off right now. I guess basically since the last 2 to 3 years, mobile commerce is getting a bigger and bigger share of the whole e-commerce. So we see more than 10% already being processed on mobile commerce, which is huge if you think about it. And we actually think this trend is going to be that big that it's not going to be e-commerce anymore, but commerce.
Yeah.
And commerce is going to be connected anywhere. So people go with their smartphone to the supermarket, get to compare different products. So we will see lots of intelligent shoppers everywhere. And retail is obviously the next big thing next to just a website, because the experience can be much nicer.
Does that mean that PayPal has connection with traditional commerce?
Absolutely. We're working on different solutions in different countries. Like in America right now, we support check-in. So if you think about Foursquare checking into a store, into a cinema or whatever, you can check in into a store. While you are still sitting at home, you pre-order a juice, pay with PayPal already, you go into the store, the person working in the store sees you on the display. So he can see, okay, that's Tim. He ordered a fruit juice. You take the juice, leave the store, and you don't have to pay. So no cash needed. And especially in the morning, that's awesome because you don't have to talk to anybody. And so that's one of the things we do in Germany. As an example, we allow to pay with QR codes in different stores. So we're trying different experience to see what works good, what doesn't work pretty well, because countries are not always the same, right? In France, we've got McDonald's as a really big merchant that we're working with. You can pre-order your food, pay with PayPal, go to the store, get your Big Mac and your water of guilt.
Okay, that's nice. When we think about mobile, we usually think about application. And when we think about application, we think about buying application. But right now, it's only Google Wallet, right? So what does PayPal think about the situation on this particular subject?
Actually, I mean, it's not just Google; it's both Google, Apple. It's their ecosystem, right? So if we want to be part of this ecosystem, we have to be playing by their rules. And so for us, it's actually fine because we are working in the traditional e-commerce on websites. It's a huge thing for us. And we are allowed to do physical goods, so you buying a coffee, whatever, a shirt, through apps, so it's okay for us. We don't see any big problem with that.
Okay, all right. Is it I think it's not your first time in a Droidcon, right?
Right.
So how is it being a PayPal evangelist in a Droidcon?
Actually, it's really nice since PayPal has been basically speaking and working with the Droidcons in the Netherlands, in London, in Berlin, and we always had a great experience because Droidcon is, at least in Europe, really the biggest Android conferences next to, let's say, DEFCON in America, which is really big as well. And we think it's really great to see such an international crowd, even now in Paris. There's lots of international speakers, lots of people coming over from Spain, from Germany, from even England. And to see this series of events like Droidcon taking off is great because it shows that the Android community is huge.
It is. What do you expect from these 2 days of Droidcon Paris?
So actually, for us, it was really interesting just to see how the French developer community, especially with Android, is being taken care of right now, because we knew the Paris Android user group, which is really awesome. But we wanted to see how conferences actually happen over here, because meetups and conferences are still two different things, right?
Right.
And at least yesterday we had tons of fun. We had lots of different talks to people. We spoke to lots of people coming to our booth. We were walking around, having chats with everybody. The after event was really interesting as well.
Okay.
And today I'm really keen to have my speech to see how people react to that.
What will be the subject of your speech?
So I'm going to show two things. One, how to get interesting data into your application to make a nice user experience. And the second topic will be basically the name of my talk. It's kicking ass with payments. So I try to show how to make payments nice in your application, how to include our SDK, and some best practices for that. Okay,
all right. Well, I will try to attend your speech then.
You should.
So thank you for the very nice interview, and see you around at Droidcon.